Test, test. Good evening. Can I have everybody's attention there? Yeah, good evening. I'm Derek Sims, Chairman of the Board of Directors for the Roxborough Area Chamber of Commerce. And I'd like to welcome you to the Roxborough Area Chamber of Commerce 81st Annual Banquet. I hope you all have enjoyed the social hour, and I know everyone is probably ready to, hungry and probably ready to go eat, but we have a few things that we'll take care of first. I'd like to ask Reggie Horton, Adjutant for the American Legion, Post 138, to come forward and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody please stand.
Well, that's pretty good. Everybody already knows what they're supposed to do. Hand over your heart and please join me in the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a seat. Thank you, Reggie. Now I'd like to invite Brian Johnson, who will recognize our grand sponsor. Brian.
Good evening. I am Ryan Johnson, owner of Electronic Solutions and Vice Chair of the Chamber Board of Directors. Duke Energy has been the sole sponsor of the Chamber's annual banquet for many years. We're incredibly fortunate to have their presence and participation in our community and sincerely thank them for all that they do, not only in support of the Chamber of Commerce, but Roxborough and Person County as a whole. We'd like to invite Woody Jacobs up to the podium to say a few words on behalf of Duke Energy.
Thank you, Ryan, for the introduction. I'm Woody Jacobs, and I would also like to recognize some guests at my table tonight that work for Duke Energy, Mr. Jerry Carver, Chris Wilburn, and Alan Whitlow, and their spouses. Thank y'all for being here tonight. It's an honor to have you. Also, thank you. Also, we got an honored guest, Mr. Ernie Wood, sitting at our table tonight. So, Ernie, we thank you for being here tonight. We thank you for all you've done for this county. We thank you for all you've done for the chamber. And he asked why he was going to sit with us tonight, and we just told him because he makes us look so good. So thank you. So we thank him for being here tonight. So on behalf of Duke Energy and nearly 500 employees and retirees who live and work here in Person County, who worship here in Person County, and who play here in Person County, we do also welcome you to our Chamber's annual meeting and banquet. Duke Energy is proud to support the Chamber, along with many other wonderful local organizations here, Piedmont Community College being one, the Person County Education Foundation, the Partnership of Children, the United Way, and so many more that I could mention here tonight and go on and on. In fact, in just the last 3 years alone, I want you to know that Duke Energy has given more than $750,000 to these and other groups who work tirelessly to improve our community and the quality of life right here in Person County. In addition to our financial support, you will find that many of our employees, they volunteer here in this county. They take their time and their talents in many forms. Many different employees serve on different boards in this county. They also are different types of leaderships, whether it be in our churches, whether it be in schools that have after-school programs. You name it, Little League Baseball, those things that we're involved in this community, and we're proud to say that we love this community. We want to be a good neighbor, and we want to be a good citizen to this county. We look forward to serving you here in Person County in 2017 and to the years beyond. And we wish you a happy, productive year. Also, I hope you enjoyed this evening, and I hope you enjoy the fellowship of the others here tonight. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Woody. At this time, I'd like to recognize our elected officials and thank them for being with us this evening. Please stand as I call your name, and please hold your applause until the end. First, I will start with the Person County Commissioners. Tracy Kendrick, who's chairman. Gordon Howell, vice chairman. Jimmy Clayton, commissioner. Kyle Perrier, commissioner. And is Ray Jeffers here? Ray? Okay. Ray Jeffers is our other commissioner. Next, I'd like to introduce the City of Roxborough City Council. Marilyn Newell, Mayor of Roxborough. All right. Will Davis, Mayor Pro Tem is Will. There you go, Will. Bird Blackwell, City Council. Henry Daniel, City Council. Senior here. Mark Phillips, City Council. And Sandy Stegall, City Council. Where's Sandy? I saw him earlier. There we go, Sandy. All right. Person County School Board. Margaret Brasher, Chairman. Rita Tillman, Vice Chair. Philip Gillis, Board Member. Kay Allen, Board Member. And Harriet Tiller, Board Member. We also have with us Sheriff Dewey Jones. Sheriff. And Person County Register of Deeds, Tanya Wilson. Is she here? There you go, Tanya. There you are, right there. Thank you. We also have with us Person County District Attorney, Wallace Brasher. Wallace. We have from the North Carolina House of Representatives, Larry Yarborough. Larry. We have also with us State Senator Mike Woodard. We are also honored to have some special guests, also the Police Chief, David Hess, and the representative for U.S. Senator Richard Burr, Betty Jo Shepard. Betty here? Okay. Is there anyone I may have missed? Please give our elected officials and special guests a round of applause and thank you for joining us tonight. At this time, I would like to invite Dan Phillips, one of our Chamber Board members, to please join me on stage to provide our invocation.
Good evening. Let's pray. Lord, thank you so much for this time together, for this great event as we come together again. Lord, we have so much to be thankful for. We're thankful for this great community we live in, for those who protect us, our police, fire, our EMS workers. Lord, we thank you for our officials who guide and basically manage our business of our city and county. Lord, we thank you for this great United States, for the many freedoms we enjoy. We thank you for our men and women in the military who protect us. Lord, we pray for the peaceful transition of power tomorrow, and we ask for your blessings on not only our incoming president, but our outgoing president, and may decisions be right and in your favor that brings this country together again. Lord, we thank you again for this time together, for this food, and pray you watch over us until we come together again. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Dan. Now the most important part is going to go to the buffet. First, we'd like to start with the Duke Energy table, and you will lead the procession. If you will go exit through the back and head over to the buffet lines, and then the rest of the tables can follow. So if you would go ahead and head that way at this point in time.
important state employees. We have an entire table of highway patrolmen over here. And, we appreciate what they do and what all of our law enforcement does. Thank you to everyone that serves us in that capacity.
We'd like to say thank you to Palace Point for doing such a wonderful job for us this evening. Let's give them a round of applause for a great hospitality. I'm Tracy Harris, the incoming secretary for the Chamber Board of Directors and the local market president for Wells Fargo. It's a pleasure to be with all of you tonight. There are a few other people we would like to thank for their contributions to tonight's program. We appreciate Dave Bratcher with WRXO WKRK Channel 10 for being with us this evening to record our program. Thank you to Ken Martin of Smith's Photography for making sure we have pictures of tonight's events. We appreciate Rolling Hills Garden Center's generosity in providing the plants that you see on stage. And thanks to Mark Allen with Grant Occasions Party Rental, who helped with supplies for our table settings. And a big thank you to John Williford of Carolina Productions and Entertainment for arranging the music during our social hour and dinner. At this time, I would also like to introduce you to the past presidents and chairs who are in attendance tonight. Would you please stand as I call your name, but please hold your applause until the end. Brantley Burnett, 1966 and 1967. Dr. Claudia Berryhill, 1989. Jeff Fitzgerald, 1991. Please remain standing. Don't be shy. Mark Phillips, 2002. Joe Weinberger, 2003. Henry Daniel, 2004. Russell Rogers, 2007. Dr. Doris Carver, 2008 and 2009. Dennis Cantor, 2010 and 2011. Bernie Wood, 2012 and 2013. Please give them a round of applause. Thank you all for the contributions that you've made to the Chamber and the community over the years. We are especially grateful for all that you continue to do, even after your time as chairman is through. Thank you all for being with us this evening.
I'm Sherry Clayton with Keller Williams Realty. I would like to recognize the director going off the board tonight. Board members serve 3-year terms and have the ability to serve a second consecutive term if they so choose. Our outgoing director did just that and then some by serving an additional year as part of his immediate past chairman duties. Ernie Wood came on the board in 2011. During the last 7 years, he served 2 years as chairman, 3 years as immediate past chairman, and a total of 5 years on the executive board. In addition, he has served the last 5 years on the Economic Development Commission as a chamber representative as well as a general citizen. Ernie, on behalf of the chamber board and the entire chamber membership, we appreciate what you have contributed to the chamber over the past years. We greatly appreciate your participation and know that just because your time on the board is ending, that does not mean that you will be a stranger at the chamber office or chamber events. Ernie, would you please join me on stage as we would like to present you with a plaque for recognition due for your service.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you folks taking on that. I'll walk with it, I used to. My neighbor, Jerry Carter, who helped me upstairs, and he done lived far up the road, and he has helped me around my yard a few times too. That was before my foot problem. But, I encourage all of you to continue supporting the Chamber. It's a wonderful organization that does a great deal of good to the county person. And it has been an honor to serve on the board and as your chairman. And I want to thank all of you and thank you for all. Appreciate it.
Thank you again, Ernie, for everything you've done with the Chamber. And also, I've really enjoyed working with you on Chamber events and with the committees we've been on, as different committees. And so I do appreciate everything you've done. We're going to miss you. But I know you'll be around, and you'll be around helping us out at different times and checking in on us. At this time, I'd like to introduce the 2017 Board of Directors and ex officios. I'm going to ask them to stand and stay standing. Once we call our names out, we'll do the oath of office. So please hold your applause until the end. Board of Directors, Hunt Fitzgerald of Palace Point, who is our incoming chairman. Ryan Johnson of Electronic Solutions, our incoming vice chair. Tracy Harris of Wells Fargo, our incoming secretary. Bruce Wren of Century Watch. Dr. Dan Phillips, Med Access Urgent Care. Shady Terrell, Union Bank and Trust. Tracy Harris, Wells Fargo. Sherry Clayton, Huff's Insurance and Realty, and Keller Williams Realty. Christine Howe, BB&T. Woody Jacobs, Duke Energy. Allison Satterfield, Piedmont Community College. And myself, Derek Sims, U.S. Blue Care Tobacco Growers, immediate past chairman. I'd also like our ex officios to stand as well. We have Dr. Doris Carver, Vice President, Continuing Education, Piedmont Community College. Stuart Gilbert, Director, Person County Economic Development Commission. Margaret McMahon, Director of Person County Tourism Development Authority. Brooks Lockhart, manager of the city of Roxborough. Lauren Wren, director of Roxborough Development Group. Heidi York, manager of Person County. So everyone, if you would, please repeat after me. I solemnly swear that I will faithfully perform my duties as a member of the Board of Directors for the Roxborough Area Chamber of Commerce, and that I will do to the best of my ability serve as an example of the Chamber's philosophy and mission in the greater Person County community. All right, I think you all got it. Thank you all for your service and for keeping us apprised of what's going on in Person County and being an example to the entire business community. Thank you. Okay, so. Before I have Hunt come up and pass the gavel, like, not, oh, yes, okay. We are at the point where I give my speech, all right? Okay, let's check. All right, we're good. All right. First of all, I'm going to say, wow, I can't believe it's been 3 years since I started as chairman of the Chamber of Commerce. I've really enjoyed my time serving as chairman of the board these past 3 years. I've had the opportunity to meet so many new people and make so many new friends in Roxborough and Person County, serving as the chairman. I would have never had that opportunity if I had not served as chairman of the Chamber of Commerce. Alicia and I both started our positions about the same time. I had the opportunity to be part of the hiring process for Alicia as our CEO and president. It was one of the best decisions we ever made when we hired Alicia Furrier as our CEO and president of the Roxborough Area Chamber of Commerce. She is energetic, thorough, creative, and always thinking of ways to help promote the businesses in Uptown Roxborough and Person County. She is dedicated to the Chamber and has worked many late hours getting things done for meetings, ribbon cuttings, personality festivals, and many other Chamber events. She has had to run the Chamber by herself for many months and still got the job done. She has made my life so much easier serving as chairman of the Chamber of Commerce. And Alicia, I'd just like to say thank you for everything you've done for me and for the Chamber of Commerce, and we thank you. I got through that one too. When I started thinking about the past 3 years that I served as chairman of the Chamber of Commerce, I thought about all the different locations, businesses, and where we have held our ribbon cuttings. Most of our ribbon cuttings, as you know, are in Roxborough, or very close to the city limits. But we had a few that I like to call out in the country, and I would like to just reminisce about them just for a second. One was Utopia Fake Park, located in Samora, and that's a pretty good drive from Roxborough. We held the ribbon cutting right by the lake, and the podium was set up like this right here. But if you took about 2 steps back, you were in the lake. And but it was a beautiful scene, very scenic. And then after we did the ribbon cutting, there was a demonstration, wakeboarding demonstration on the course they had there, and that was pretty cool to see that. Going to another part of the extreme county, if you will, was Life Chase, located in Virginia. And I must say, until we did this ribbon cutting, I had never been to Virginia. It's if you've never been there, I think most of you may know, especially those who lived here forever. It's a small town. They had a good pizza place there, I remember that, and we had a good time. I also remember that I left my cell phone at the pizza place, and after coming all the way back to Roxborough, I had to go back and get my cell phone. The last one I'd like to mention, as far as ribbon cuttings go, is Empire Egyptians. They are a horse breeder, and they're located in Timberlake off Oxford Road. And the reason I mention them again, they're out away from the city. But it was nice. We had the ribbon cutting right in front of the barn, and I love horses. And it was nice to see the horses romping around the pastures, and it was a very scenic ribbon cutting. There are a lot of more memories that I have of other ribbon cuttings that I would like to share, but it would take all night to talk about them. Just let me say that I enjoyed all our ribbon cuttings, and it was nice to be able to be a part of that special moment with the businesses and the owners. I'd like to mention a couple of groundbreaking ceremonies that we had the opportunity to chair and attend. And I think about these businesses, I think about these buildings when I ride by them every day, because I remember what they were like and then what they have become. Strickland Jones Funeral Home, I remember the groundbreaking ceremony we had there, and how something that started with shovels of dirt turned into a beautiful building, something to be very proud of. I also remember Hall's Way groundbreaking ceremony. That was a little different. We didn't use shovels, but sledgehammers to bust holes in the wall. And inside that building, it looked very rough at the time we did that. You go into that building now, it is absolutely beautiful with several shops. Again, something else to be proud of. I am very proud of what our chamber has accomplished in the past 3 years. I want to thank everyone who has volunteered your time, your energy, and sponsorships in making our chamber a success. I would like to thank everyone who has supported me during these past 3 years. I would like to thank my employer, U.S. Blue Care Tobacco, for the support they've given me during the past 3 years as well. I'm looking forward to another great year for the Chamber in 2017. I ask everyone here tonight to continue supporting our Chamber events. If it were not for the members and your support, we would not be a successful Chamber. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Scared?
A little bit.
A little bit? Okay. I just have a couple things for you. First of all, we have a plaque, especially for his years as chairman of the board, 2014 to 2016, in recognition of your outstanding leadership of the Roxborough Area Chamber of Commerce. So thank you. So that's for you. And I'm going to unwrap it for you just to speed it up. And Ernie, you have one just like this. You're going to be sporting the chamber wherever you go.
Thank you, Alicia. It certainly is the time of year to be wearing this, and I really do appreciate it. I'm looking forward to that, and thank you for the plaque as well. Thank you again for everyone who, again, has contributed to our chamber and who I've gotten to know and be friends with. At this time, I would like to invite Hunt Fitzgerald to come up. I have a few words for you before I pass the gavel. First of all, I've gotten to know Hunt over the past few years while serving on the chamber. He is a very friendly guy and is very helpful for those in need, especially if you are stuck in the snow and you need some help getting out. Most recent snowstorm, Hunt was a good Samaritan and attempted to help someone get out of the ditch. I will just say it was not very successful, but it's the thought that counts. Hunt has helped the Chamber with Personality Festival, annual banquets, which we have here tonight. He's helped with interviewing and hiring of our Chamber staff. We have 2 staff members here that are part-time staff members. And if you will stand, Melissa Lowry and Alex Robinson. And we thank you for what you do for our Chamber. Thanks for welcoming aboard. And I'd like to say when Hunt does interviewing, he has some very unique questions that make you think. And if you want to hear those questions, certainly ask him. But they were unique to the interviewing process, and I think our staff members will attest to that. Hunt, with his knowledge and experience, has helped us make important decisions for the Chamber during the past years. Hunt Fitzgerald will do a great job serving as chairman of 2017. And I am very happy to pass the gavel to him tonight. And I told Hunt and Alicia, if Hunt needs me to cover for him in any future events, that I would be there for him, because I know he covered for me a couple of events in the past that I couldn't make either. And I'm very happy, looking forward to working with him, and I think you all will enjoy having Hunt as our chairman of the board.
Derek forgot the gavel. Being the Boy Scout that I am, I'm always prepared. So I brought my own gavel. Brought my own gavel.
This is why I didn't know where the gavel was at. I saw this, I wasn't sure what we had. So Hunt, here's the gavel. Have fun with it.
All right, everybody behave.
Next, I would like to have Tracy Kendrick come up, and they have an award to present. Move the mic on me for the 225th anniversary.
Good evening. I was honored to be asked to come and read this proclamation. Thank you. If you look on your table, you'll see that you got some koozies there that say 225. And the reason that we wanted to come up is to recognize that this is the 225th anniversary of Person County. It's a great milestone, and I was asked to come up, but I wanted my fellow commissioners to come. I hate that Jimmy's not here, because for once in a meeting we actually had a fight. Ray, Jimmy's. They vote alike all the time, so I get them mixed up. But as I was saying, I wanted all of them to come up, because it's very seldom that we actually get a 5-0 vote, and we did on this. A little recognition for these guys also. Proclamation recognizing the 225th anniversary of the County of Person. Whereas Person County, located in northern Piedmont area, has its own distinct history and makes it unique. Whereas Person County came into being as a result of a long history of land divisions. The last division split Caswell County into 2 squares, thereby forming Person County in 1792. Whereas Person County was named in honor of the Revolutionary War patriot Brigadier General Thomas Person, who made significant contributions to Person County and the surrounding areas. Whereas the 225th history reflects a rich heritage and many changes in social and economic way of life. Whereas Person County claims 2 small mountains, Mount Terza and Hager's Mountain, 2 recreational lakes, Lake Hyco and Lake Mayo, 3 water basins, the Noose, the Roanoke, and the Tar, 9 community townships, Allensville, Bush Fork, Cunningham, Flat River, Holloway, Mount Terza, Olive Hill, Roxborough, and Woodsdale, and 1 incorporated municipality in the city of Roxborough. Whereas Person County has a population of just over 39,000, where its citizens are a people of courage and conviction, strength and character, and a deep sense of belief. Now therefore, the Person County Board of Commissioners do hereby honor and congratulate the County of Person on the momentous occasion of its 225th anniversary, and urge all citizens of the County of Person to join in this celebration, knowing that Person County is a great place to live, work, play, shop, and pray. It's always better in person. Thank you all for all being a part of it.
Thank you to the county commissioners for that wonderful proclamation. And what an amazing night with so many businesses and industries and organizations represented. Thank you all for being here. My name is Beth Townsend, and I am representing Piedmont Community College as the chairperson of the Directors Roundtable. As most of you know, the Directors Roundtable hosts several events, Jingle on Main and the 4th of July being the two big ones. And we also contribute funds to the 4th of July fireworks, encouraging others to do the same. Accepting a new opportunity in 2017, we are focused on helping the community commemorate Person County's 225th anniversary. As Tracy mentioned, on your table you'll find the koozies with the special logo. Thank you to the Roxborough Area Chamber of Commerce for providing those. And also a card. I hope you all will take a look at this card and notice all of the events that are scheduled throughout the year. These events will honor the 225th anniversary of our county. During each one, we will have a recognition. And please note that each and every month will offer a new opportunity to take part in the celebration. And in addition to the events listed here, the Person County Museum will also host a monthly experience that will showcase prominent Personians. The first of these occasions will take place on January 26th and feature information about Thomas Person, for whom Person County is named. So again, on behalf of the Directors Roundtable, I hope you'll join us in this exciting year-long celebration, which will actually start this evening with a First Seen Here performance written and directed by Dr. Eddie Daniel and presented by Kathy Daniel, Marilyn Newell, Margaret McMahon, Jeff Nash, and Wallace Bradshaw. As you take in this special performance, I hope you will continue to reflect on Person County's rich heritage and past accomplishments, but not forgetting the dreams that we will have for tomorrow. Thank you.
Test. Right at the end of this, everybody's going to stand up and dance.
Test.
This is how they do it on Broadway. You get to see the whole setup and everything. You saw something really special tonight.
Good evening. This is our second dress rehearsal.
Hello, everybody. Well, hello, everybody. This is Miss Bessie Daniel from the Person County Historical Society. You know, Person County, bounded by Granville, Durham, Orange, and Caswell counties, and by the state of Virginia, is almost a perfect square, being 20 miles to a side, with an area of 401 square miles, and home to some 39,000 residents. Well, this here is the story of how we came to be.
To His Excellency Sir Richard Everard, Royal Governor, greetings. Our survey of this remarkable land of Eden has established the boundary line betwixt North Carolina and Virginia. We are now encamped upon the banks of the Hyco River. There is evidence that this area was once occupied by the Saponi, Utello, and Occaneechi Indians. The soil is fertile and suitable for the growing of crops. The water is sweet and flows freely from the several cold water springs, and game is abundant. Settlers are few and far between, however, perhaps due to the absence of navigable rivers inland. Today, the North Carolina Commissioners have informed us of their intentions to depart and return home, having discharged their obligations to Your Excellency. Now, our Carolina friends have stuck with us, however, for as long as the liquor has lasted, and were so kind as to drink to our journey to the mountains with our very last bottle. With kindest regards, William Byrd II, October 5th, the year of our Lord, 1728.
One of the tribes, however, never really left the Hyco River area.
It's said of Sapon the warrior that he was hunting alone one day when he was beset by enemies. Sapon killed 7 of them before being captured, even though he had barely eaten for days and had been brutally beaten and tortured. Sapon broke free, dove into a river, and swam underwater all the way to the other side, where he got out and taunted his enemies, shaming them greatly. 5 of them pursued Sapon, but he circled back at night to surprise them as they slept, where he fought and killed all 5 of them, taking their scalps. Returning home, he dug up the 7 Seneca he had killed and scalped them too. The legend explains why the Saponi Indians of Person County are said to be mighty hunters and warriors. The symbol of 3 arrowheads, at one time tattooed on the shoulders of the Saponi and now prominently displayed in the tribal insignia, represent the tribe's reputation for strength and fierceness in battle.
I used to love sitting outside in the moonlight, roasting apples while my dad was curing tobacco. We were dirt farmers, set aside by the color of our skin. We had our own church, our own school in the High Plains community of Bethel Hill. We were brought up in church, believing in the way of life taught by the Bible, knowing that as we lived, so would we die. I was the first unmarried High Plains girl who ever moved away. If you could have seen my dad's face the first time I came home from the Army. I'm proud to say I'm Zan Epps' daughter. I'm Lois Epps Jones, an Indian from Person County.
By 1740, there were a few homesteads along the Ico River and a permanent settlement near Payne's Tavern. The Great Migration from the Northern Territories into the North Carolina Piedmont in the 1740s and 50s brought nearly 5,000 people into the area, which would later become Person County.
February 1st, 1792. By action of the North Carolina General Assembly, the 4 easternmost communities of Caswell County shall constitute a new county named after Brigadier General Thomas Person, a keen guardian of the rights of the people.
The culture of tobacco fell off each year from 1790 through the 1840s. Person County lost both farms and people, and the economic circumstances of those who remained became more and more depressed. Mr. A.R. Fashee arrived in the little village of Roxborough in January of 1853.
Now to my dear brothers John Thomas and Harvey Fashee, I miss you greatly since you left Person County for the fertile, fresh, and cheap lands of the West. I have settled in the village of Roxborough, where we have no bank, drugstore, hardware store, furniture store, or barbershop. We must travel to Milton to do our banking and buy medicines. Now there is one tailor shop and 2 or 3 blacksmith shops and a brickyard, but no coffin shop. Still, there is often some entertainment to be had. Squire Snap Jones runs the only bar room in town and is a great hand to play backgammon and cards. Recently, his brother Sam won the squire's money at cards, then pinned the bills on his coat, walked up and down the street cursing the town of Roxborough and referring it to as Moccasin Gap. I look forward to hearing how things are with you, dear brothers. Sincerely, A.R. Fashee.
By action of the 1854-55 session of the North Carolina General Assembly, an act to incorporate the town of Roxborough is passed.
Oh, look! Roxborough's been incorporated by the General Assembly. We should take a trip to the big city.
Oh, we simply must. Perhaps we will run into Mr. W.R. Reed, Lord Mayor.
All citizens of the newly incorporated town of Roxborough now make note of Article 7 of the town of Roxborough's bylaws.
Disorderly conduct, while drunk or otherwise, shall incur a fine of $25 and possible imprisonment.
If any person shall tie his beast to the railing or shade tree, or upon the sidewalks, he shall pay a fine of not less than 50 cents.
Any person who occupies a stand with cart, wagon, or table for the sale of cakes, cider, apples, bacon, or fish anywhere upon the public square or streets, except on the west side of the courthouse enclosure, shall pay a fine of $1.
Playing marbles or other games, or making loud noises in the streets on the Sabbath shall incur a fine of 25 cents.
Any person shooting guns, rifles, or pistols, or discharging firecrackers in the town shall pay a fine of 50 cents.
During the 1850s, many country stores flourished. and the commercial district in the town of Roxborough grew. Person County's tobacco production grew to about 12.5% of the state's total. Finally, Person County had turned the tide of economic depression, and the citizens were once again beginning to prosper.
My dear brothers, our little town of Roxborough continues to grow and prosper. There is now a need for further bylaws at most every meeting of the commissioners, due to the alarming increase of unruly behavior. Moses Chambers operated a bar and sold liquor on the street in defiance of town law and was indicted. At his trial, Chambers introduced a witness who was asked by Councilman Josiah Turner to locate Main Street. Well, the witness insisted that Main Street ran through the town all the way from South Boston to Hillsborough. Why, this caused quite a laugh in the courthouse at the expense of the town authorities. This witness, by the way, was a good customer of Chambers' barroom. Sincerely, A.R. Fashy.
On April 17, 1861, North Carolina Governor Ellis, in response to President Lincoln's call for volunteers, requested of all North Carolina citizens that they be mindful that their first allegiance is due to the sovereignty of North Carolina and to the defense of Southern rights.
Person County resolves that we are cordially approve this action of Governor Ellis in calling the legislature together at this crisis, when the liberties of our state and of the whole South are openly attacked by the unscrupulous administration in Washington.
Person County further resolves that the people of Person, feeling that their dearest rights and interests are at stake, are ready to pledge our lives and fortunes to the cause now engaging the heart and energies of the Southern people.
Person County also resolves that our interest, our affections, our destiny are with the South, and that we are ready to do our whole part at home and abroad, in council and in the field, in maintaining the honor and freedom of the state, and in defending the independence of that Southern Confederacy.
And with that, Person County found itself at war.
Dear Father, I joined up with Captain John L. Harris and arrived in Weldon, where we, Person County boys, was formed into what they call Company H of the 14th Regiment of Volunteers under Colonel William J. Clark. Big Sewell Mountain. We could hear the Yankees beating their drums all day and at night. When we had the hardest rain I ever saw. It commenced about 3 o'clock on Thursday evening. It rained plumb through till Saturday morning. We have nothing to shelter under but our old cloths and blankets. I'm sorry to tell you that John Townsend was shot last Wednesday. Had to have his arm cut off. They say he's bound to die. I heard him holler. It's awful good. We don't get to eat with it twice a day. Sincerely, your son.
A whole bunch of folks sent wagons to haul the soldiers to the railroad depot at Hillsborough, when Company A of the 50th North Carolina Regiment formed up here in Person County under the command of Captain John C. Van Hook. Everybody for miles came around to see the soldiers leave. I saw wagon loads of boys laughing and singing, waving to the girls, saying, "We'll see you again in 6 months. Sincerely, Lewis Daniel."
Person County boys in the 14th, 35th, and 50th regiments fought all the way up and down North Carolina and Virginia throughout the war, taking part in all the major battles, including Yorktown, Williamsburg, White Oak Swamp, Malvern Hill, Sharpsburg, Fredericksburg, and Newbern, and of course, the Battle of Gettysburg and Pickett's Gorge.
July 24th, 1863. To my dear friend, Mary Satterfield, greetings. I offer my most sincere
sincere condolences upon the death of your son, Captain E. Fletcher Satterfield. I have learned from Mr. William Webb's letter to Fletcher's sister Sue that in charging the heights, Fletcher was struck by a shell and killed. By all accounts, Fletcher led that fatal charge up to the stone wall behind which the enemy were posted, coming within 25 feet of the enemy line. I am glad you have succeeded in getting his body back. That is more than a great many mothers have been able to do. Mr. Hayne Davis of Statesville has said of your son that he was a good Christian and a fallen hero who inscribed his indelible mark in the annals of the war as a man who advanced farthest at Gettysburg, taking his state and his country to their high water mark. Sincerely, your good friend, Mamie Jamison.
Despite many tragedies, Person County did not suffer as many hardships during the war that many did in the South. Schools and businesses remained open. Churches continued to conduct regular services, and several new stores even opened in Roxborough.
My dear brothers, as the war reached its end, our good Roxborough women brought out their old hand looms, spinning wheels, cotton, and wool carts, which had been laid aside for years, and spun and wove dress goods for themselves, cloth for men and boys, clothing, blankets, sheets, and in fact almost everything to wear. A great many things of necessity and especially of luxury had to be abandoned. For instance, parched corn, wheat, and rye were substituted for coffee. Homemade sorghum and molasses for sugar. With war's end, leader and lead laid aside gun and sword, and again returned to civil life, thinking to take up the broken threads of their lives. It meant much to have lived through such a time. No man or woman came through this period of struggle and sacrifice and sorrow who was not made finer and stronger. It was an education to the unlearned, a refinement to alloyed souls. It gave sinews to flabby spirits. With regard, your brother, A.R. Frashie.
After the war, both population and business growth in Roxborough and Person County experienced a small boom. New banks, mills, and factories came to Person County. The Roxborough Ram brand of tobacco rose in popularity and might have even rivaled the more widely known Bull Durham brand had there been a functioning railroad in our county.
Have you heard about the new Bull Durham tobacco brand? It's been taken over by American Tobacco Company and will likely be the best-selling tobacco in the county before long.
Why, I never! Why did Major Green ever sell his Woodsdale farm in the first place? If he hadn't moved to Durham to grow his tobacco, why, his son Ruffin would never have built that factory there. We could have kept all that money here in Person County.
Indeed, we would have too. Who would have wanted to go to Durham then anyway? The whole town consisted only of 3 stores, 2 churches, a school longhouse, a combination carpenter shop and post office,
And 2 bar rooms, don't forget.
well, yes, 2 bar rooms, and only about 20 houses. And I heard that Buck Blackwell and James Day left Person County as well and joined Ruffin Green in Durham. Imagine that!
Why would anyone want to leave this little bit of heaven, this land of Canaan? I can't imagine to save my soul.
How true, dear, how true. Even if they do go get rich in doing so.
Editorial, Person County Times, October 1887. Mr. John A. Knoll, editor. Roxborough must have streets in order that the town may spread. Parties from a distance have their eyes on our town, and as soon as they are fully convinced that we will have a railroad, you're going to see them flock here to invest in real estate. Now is the time for capitalists to invest in Roxborough. And the railroad will surely be built. Oh, it will be a grand time when our farmers can leave home in the morning with a load of tobacco, sell it, and be back home before night. No more camping out in the cold, rain, and snow. No more pulling the teams to death through the mud, hauling to distant markets. Yes, we will get all of these and more. Roxborough has a bright future. Who says that she has not?
Oh, my dear friend, look what's been written in this month's edition of the Courier. It seems that Mr. J.A. Long has been successful in his tireless bid to bring the railroad to Person County.
What? Mr. A.R. Fashy says that Mr. Long has worked toward this enterprise day and night for more than 10 years. Well, I suppose we could not expect any less from Mr. J.A. Long, the father of Roxborough. Good for him.
And good for Roxborough and for Person County.
Roxborough's branch of the Great Durham and Lynchburg Railroad was completed in May 1890. Tobacco that was formerly hauled 20 to 40 miles to the market could be taken to one of the 3 excellent warehouses in Roxborough.
Ah, the sweet smell of success. Now that Mr. J. Long's Pioneer Warehouse, along with Planters and Heiko warehouses are open, the Roxborough tobacco market is open for business, and business is a booming.
Indeed. Listen to what Mr. M.F. Willard said to Midway, Virginia, in his letter to the Courier. It says, now you, Roxborough, have stritten forward at such a rate as to almost baffle the conception of one who had not been there for a very long time. You now have 3 splendidly arranged warehouses, 12 or more splendidly arranged factories, a fine quantity of very handsome residences, yea, many of them models of exquisite beauty, 2 hotels, 3 churches, Methodist Baptist and Primitive Baptist, 1 first-class restaurant owned by Mr. J.C. Maston, 3 eating houses, 3 wagon manufacturers, a repair shop, 5 bar rooms, 2 jewelry stores, 2 drugstores, 5 doctors, 1 dentist, and 16 regular stores. Woo!
The number of Roxborough inhabitants nearly tripled between 1883 and 1893, with some 1,200 residents living inside the township limits. By 1893, there were 2 banks in Roxborough, Person County, Farmers Bank and People's Bank. In 1897, Roxborough First City Waterworks was established up on Gallows Hill. By October of that year, water pipe was laid on Main Street. Lights followed soon thereafter. In 1899, Roxborough Cotton Mills was incorporated. By 1903, a private club operated on a tall hill overlooking Chubb Lake, known at various times as Barnett's Pond or Loch Lilly, which later became Roxborough Country Club. Person County had a number of small one-room schoolhouses and 1 private school with no central school authority. But that changed on April 28, 1897, when the will of Dr. John Columbus Terrell was probated, and with the efforts of Mr. J.A. Bean and his dear wife, Molly Lucas Bean.
I, John Columbus Terrell, with the old homestead, including 3 to 400 acres of Cunningham School District, for public school purposes forever. I leave in trust the remainder of my estate to the county of Person for public school purposes, and more than $50,000 for the building of 28 schoolhouses and another $100,000 in endowments.
Dr. Terrell's generous contribution brought education within reach of hundreds of Person County students.
To the editor, Person County Courier, May 1897, Dear Sir, I wish to bring to your attention a most touching tribute offered by Dr. J.C. Terrell to date. The song, Person County Quick Step, by Mr. J.P. Tingen. As the chorus goes, let our fathers, mothers, brothers, sisters, and our children go and honor him who for his county did such love and favor show.
Dearest sister, if you want an education, come to Bethel Hill Institute. If you have no money, come anyway. My husband, Mr. J.A. Bean, wrote those words of Bethel Hill Institute, where he trained more than 100 ministers from 1888 to 1905. I came to Bethel Hill in 1888 as a music teacher and married Mr. Bean a year later. Later, he was appointed superintendent of Person County Schools, and I became the principal of Bethel Hill High School, one of the first rural public schools in the state. Sadly, Mr. Bean has recently taken ill, and I have assumed the post of superintendent in his stead, making me the first woman superintendent in the state. Although this is a great honor, I must confess that I prefer the role of just plain teacher, as I miss the direct contact with the boys and girls I love. Your devoted sister, Molly Lucas Bean.
Farming, business, and industry in Person County grew and improved throughout the early 1900s. The county prospered and contributed many talented and civic-minded men to North Carolina politics. Notably among them was W.W. Kitchen, a Roxborough lawyer who served 6 terms in the U.S. House of Representatives before being elected governor of North Carolina in 1908. Others were not so notable.
I see here in the Courier that Colonel Dan Andrews has been denied his petition for a pardon from the governor.
Really? Well, I heard that the reason he was found guilty of running moonshine liquor was that he sent out 2 blockade cars in Brookdale to draw Sheriff Thompson off the scent. And then the real moonshine runner took off with about 60 gallons, but he got run off the road and ran away. They only caught Colonel Dan because the car belonged to him.
Well, you know, I always heard it said that Colonel Dan, he was a real practical joker. Old Justice of the Peace, Henry O'Donnell, said he was not mean, just a little devilish.
Well, that sounds about right. Do you remember that story that the Roxborough city limits were drawn so that Colonel Dan's distillery would still be inside the city limits to keep from going against state law? I bet his connections from his ballroom clientele helped him get that accomplished.
That's right. I'd forgotten about that. But do you remember that live monkey he used to keep tied to the radiator of his Whitman automobile while he rode around town?
Many believed that permanent prosperity had finally taken hold by the mid-1920s. Wages rose as luxuries and entertainment came to Roxborough, including a great increase in the number of personal automobiles and the opening of the Palace Theater in 1924 by brothers Tig and Cy Kirby. But tobacco farmers failed to prosper at the same rate, perhaps an indicator of the great crash to come in 1929.
Now, gentlemen, please, before you decide to move your assets out of Person County, note that we are not suffering as badly as are some of our less fortunate sister counties. This economic depression has been disastrous, particularly on the local farmer. However, all 3 of Person County's textile mills still remain open, even though wages have been slashed. And it is true that the state has recently adopted a 3% sales tax, but look, they've ended statewide prohibition. Now, I call upon every one of you who is possessed of a love of country to vote for Franklin Delano Roosevelt for president.
Yeah! By the 1950s, tobacco was firmly established as the basis of Person County agriculture, with 24 grade A dairies and 65 beef producers as well. 2 broom factories, a wooden clothes hanger plant, a textile inspection plant, a parachute factory, a tobacco redrying plant, a poultry processor, and several lumber mills and fertilizer plants all came to Person County during this period. And during all this expansion and prosperity, one Person County boy rose to national prominence and fame.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am here today with recent inductee into the National Baseball Hall of Fame, Mr. Enos Country Slaughter. Enos, how did you get involved in baseball?
Well, I started out playing on the community teams, then on the Cavell Industrial League. Tried out for Cardinals, and they hired me to play ball in the minors in 1935.
Now, is it true that you were almost cut from the minor league team in Asheville?
They told me that if I didn't improve my running, they'd release me. So I I went out in the outfield to practice running on my tiptoes. In 3 days, I increased my running speed to first base by a full 4 steps.
And it's true you went there to Columbus, Georgia in 1936, but started off a little slow.
Yeah, but old Eddie Dwyer told me, he said, son, if you ever find the strike zone, you'll get to the major leagues. I came back to hit 325 that season.
So in 1937, you went up to the majors where you led the National League in doubles with 52 in 1939. And in 1946, the whole baseball world went crazy when you made your mad dash to home plate from first base on a single by Harry Walker, winning the World Series for the Cardinals. And now here we are in 1985 when you've just been voted into the Hall of Fame. Now what do you have to say about that?
Well, it's about time.
2 bond issues in the early 1950s built City Lake and provided $900,000 for school construction. The 1950s also saw the construction of Person County Memorial Hospital and a nurse's home at a combined cost of just over $1.3 million. Lakes Hyco and Mayo brought increased capacity for power, water, and recreation. Piedmont Technical Institute came to Person County in 1970, and now, as Piedmont Community College, serves nearly 10,000 people each year. And throughout the 20th century, the fortunes and well-beings of the people of North Carolina were influenced for the better by the efforts of a number of great Personians. Some of them have been mentioned here tonight, but there are many others.
Edwin Goodwin Reed, a Mount Terzer native, served in Congress before the Civil War as a senator in the Confederate Congress and then on to State Superior Court. He was president of the North Carolina State Convention to form a new state constitution after the war, allowing North Carolina to return to the Union, and was then seated on the state Supreme Court bench in 1866.
Person County legislator Reginald Lee Harris served as Speaker during the last of his 5 successive terms in the State House of Representatives and was elected Lieutenant Governor in 1940.
Joseph William Noel was editor of the Courier for more than 70 years, from 1890 to 1961. At one time, he was the oldest working editor in the United States.
In the early 1970s, Personian Gordon Allen served as President Pro Tem of the State Senate, while fellow Personian James Ramsey served as Speaker of the State House of Representatives. This term of the General Assembly was the first in state history to see 2 men from the same county serving in the 2 most prominent leadership roles in both houses.
And the list goes on and on of men and women from Person County who have distinguished themselves down through state history. Sadly, time does not allow for the mention of them all, but we stand together in awe of their magnificent deeds as Person County proudly marches into the 21st century with optimism and hope for a better future. It seems most fitting to close this evening's reminiscences with the words of State Senator Gordon P. Allen, written in 1974.
Senator Gordon Allen wrote these words. The most oft-quoted section of the United States Declaration of Independence is we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, and that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Person County has reasonable employment opportunities, good schools, good recreational facilities, beautiful landscape with 4 distinct seasons, and is close to major medical, universities, and distribution centers. This small county, small town, small community lends itself to a way of life that is very pleasant, and some effort should be made to preserve this atmosphere, to allow those who wish to live this way to do so. To some people, this is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Thank you.
Do something. You've been sitting for quite a while, so if you can, just stand up. Feels good, doesn't it? So while you're standing up, I want to say that Leadership Person County started in 1989, I believe. So that means that there have been 26 classes of people that have gone through the leadership class. And if that's true, then there's probably about 400 people that have been through in the last 26 years. So all of you who have been through a Person County leadership class in the last 26 years, stand up. Everybody else, sit down. That's quite impressive. Give them a hand. In 2008, my wife and I moved to Person County in, I think it was July. And in September of that same year, I attended my first leadership class. And we got to see many of you people who come to the class and to make their presentations. We got to ask questions. Many times, in fact, 3 of them, we visited the businesses around Person County, some of the schools. And it was just a great time. We learned a lot about Person County by going through the leadership class. And because of that, I decided to volunteer my spare time in the Chamber of Commerce and the Leadership Course, and also for the Christian Health Center. But I did that because of the things that I learned through the class. So the class really is about 10 to 11 Tuesday evenings. It's a little bit of a sacrifice, but from 6 o'clock in the evening to 9 o'clock in the evening we meet. And maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours, we invite many of you to come and make presentations to the class, and then we get to ask questions and learn more about what is going on in Person County. And then maybe the last hour of each class, we learn some of the things about leadership, about the importance of having a vision, the importance of setting goals, the importance of learning how to get different people involved in your team, because it brings a stronger team and better results. So we don't learn all those to excellence or not, but we at least get exposed to that. And then on 3 Tuesdays, once in a month, we travel from the south end of Person County to the north end and spend times in businesses, in educational facilities, in organizations and communities. And by the time that the class ends, after about 15 weeks, we've learned a lot about Person County. So today, we have 18 people who have just completed the class in December of this past year, and we want to honor them today. We also, or at least I want to encourage you, if you can, speak to one or two of them before you leave today, and then congratulate them for their effort, because it did take a lot of time to do. And if you have questions about leadership Person County, please ask them. They'll be sure to give you their opinion of how much it meant to them, and of course, how much it means to me too, and the county. So right now, we're going to award each one of these just their certificate. We're honored to be able to do that here at this place tonight, and we hope that we encourage some of you who didn't have a chance to stand up to be able to join future classes.
And we also want to take this opportunity to thank the employers. It takes support from an employer for the individuals you're about to see to be a part of this program, because there is time off from work involved, and so we applaud the employers for supporting our graduates as well. So we're going to go through this as quickly as we can, but giving all the due recognition we should. So the first graduate is Jody Blackwell with Piedmont Community College. Next we have Teresa Birch with Footwear Plus. Next, Adam Cole with America's Mattress. And Brian Cole of Furniture Mart. John Dickerson, Person Industries. Amanda Everett, Person Industries. And while she's walking up here, I want to take note, one of the things you learn in leadership class is how to do things efficiently. And our graduates, without being told in advance they were going to have to, how to get themselves organized alphabetically like that. You guys learned a lot. Rick Farmer, Piedmont Community College. Patrice Gibson, Person Memorial Hospital. Mallory Hayes, Boise Cascade. Formerly Georgia Pacific, for those who remember it. David Hess, Roxborough Police Department. Nancy McCormick, Person County Cooperative Extension. And sorry, soil and water. Don Oakley, Piedmont Community College. Lisa Rogers, Footwear Plus. Bridget Sellers, Person Memorial Hospital. Martinique Smith, Person County Schools. Lori Western, Person County Schools. Greg White, Person County EMS. Look, they look so sticky in their uniforms. And last but certainly not least, Brett Wren, Person County EMS. So just remember, in a few months, when I start sending out emails, because you know I love my emails, and we talk about the next leadership class that will start in September. We'll start promoting it probably May, June. Just imagine you can be on the stage next year and everyone can look at you too and recognize your commitment to the leadership program. Thank you so much, graduates. Another round of applause. time, we'd like to invite Sheila Clayton, Brian Horner, and Jody Blackwell to the stage to help us announce Small Business of the Year.
Good evening. I'm Sheila Clayton. This is Brian Horner. We are from Corporate One, Florence, and Roxborough. This is Jody Blackwell, who is the chairperson for PC City Small Business Committee. I know you're in a hurry to get out of here, so we're going to speed right through this. Carpet One Floor and Home was honored last year to receive the Roxborough Person County Small Business of the Year award. Because of the surprise that it was, we did not have our staff here. So at this time, I would like for our staff to stand up, and we want to recognize them tonight. And they are Bonnie Carver, our Installation and Customer Service Manager, Maria Daniel, Office Administrator, Gary Vickers, Sales Professional, Kelly Payne, Kitchen and Cabinet Designer, and Jeff Norman, who is our General Manager. We have an awesome team, and I want to thank them for making us look good. Carpet One we have awesome customers. A lot of our customers are here, and we thank you for what you have done for us. And we also, above all else, thank God for making us a successful business. Now, let's move on. It is our great honor to be a part of the announcement of this year's winner. This award is sponsored by the Small Business Development and Entrepreneurship Center of Piedmont Community College and the Small Business Committee of the Roxborough Area Chamber of Commerce. To be eligible, a business must have been in operation for at least 3 years under the current ownership, be independently owned and operated, be located in Person County, a member of the Chamber, and practice proper business ethics and be of good financial standings. Selection for the award is based on meeting the requirements, excellence in offering products or services, community involvement, and contribution to the community. The committee had a very difficult time this year in selecting due to the number of deserving nominations. This year's recipient is well established in the community and actively gives back to our community in a number of ways. The recipient received multiple nominations and has demonstrated a commitment to the community since it was created in 2006. This company is a leader, development, employee training, and employee retention. This year's winner is a company that believes people come first, and they are a very giving organization. This year's winner of the 2016 Small Business of the Year Award is P&A Industrial Fabrications.
Before we invite P&A up to the stage, we'd like to take a moment to share some details with you. P&A Industrial Fabrication provides strips of high-pile fabric to manufacturers for paint rollers. They offer full support to their employees through a Christian environment where morning devotions are a daily routine. Managers pray for their employees, their customers, and our community. P&A pays for every employee to attend the Financial Peace Course by Dave Ramsey so that they're better prepared to make financial decisions throughout their entire life. In the community, P&A Industrial Fabrications provides funding to the Christian Help Center, My Life Matters, Person County Drug Court, North Elementary School, and and provides 8 scholarships to Piedmont Community College. They implemented a program at North Elementary called Meet the Need, where they not only supply 40 backpacks of food weekly to the school, but have raised over $5,000 to help meet the need of students and families that need within the school district. P&A Industrial Fabrication continues to offer long-lasting, well-paying jobs that are a benefit to our local economy and our community as a whole. We have all heard the phrase, everything is better in person, and P&A Industrial Fabrications continues to ensure our textile industry and our county live up to that motto. It is our distinct pleasure to congratulate and welcome to the stage the 2016 Small Business of the Year, P&A Industrial Fabrications.
Wow, thank you, thank you. Before I say anything more, I do want to introduce part of the P&A family that came with us tonight. John Geezer, he's Vice President of Manufacturing. John, would you stand up, please? And Dave Houston, y'all just heard him speak, Process Improvement Manager for P&A, and Tracy Long, our Plant Manager. And now the heart of the team, I'm going to introduce Kim Slaughter in Administration, Eunice Woody in Manufacturing, Cynthia Drumright in Manufacturing, and Michael Harris in Maintenance. Those are the ones that really deserve the awards for what they do each and every day for us. Thank you. On behalf of P&A, I really thank you for this award. I'm very honored by it. I say honored because when I look around the room and other businesses in the county, there could have been a number of other businesses up here today. So again, thank you. It's especially important because it comes on the heel of our 10th year anniversary, which we just celebrated this past September. Now we've been extremely blessed. We have formed, I think, very strong partnerships and relationships with organizations like the Chamber, like Piedmont Community College. They've been a tremendous asset and resource for us. The Economic Development Center that has helped us early on with grants and financial aid. So there's been, and many more, but there's been really a lot of help and support from the county, and we really do appreciate that. We've also been very, very blessed from a business standpoint. In the last 8 of 10 years, our business has grown. So we've been very, very fortunate. And one of our vision, aspects of our vision for P&A is to, by God's grace, to give back to the community that we love so much. So we try to do that for Person County, and we want to continue to do it, and we want to do more. I've been very, very fortunate to be on a small group committee for almost a year now, not quite a year, with several leaders of the community, that we are in the process of forming a nonprofit organization called Hope for Person County. And our intent there is to do some great transformational things for Person County, such as we talk about adopting a school for those school districts that may be low-income families, addressing substance abuse, drug courts, family courts, and many other things, and really trying in a variety of ways help the less fortunate of Person County. Now, in order to help us fulfill our dreams and take it to the next level, we need other business people or businesses like yourselves to help us get there. And I don't necessarily mean financial, but I mean support, direction, guidance, maybe volunteers for tutoring or things like that. So if anybody please, if anybody is interested at all in learning more about Hope for Person County, please give me a call. Again, I want to thank you for this award, and we will do our very best to live up to it. Thank you very much.
All right, good evening. For those who don't know me, I'm Alicia Perrier. I am the President and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce. And usually I have a few more remarks before I do the Chamber Champion Award, but I'm gonna admit, you guys overwhelmed us this year. There are more than 400 of you in this room right now, so thank you. I managed to get everything else ready but my remarks. So that's why they're going to be very short and very sweet. The support you have given us in 2016 was phenomenal. Obviously, we value your membership more than you'll ever know, but it's about being more than just a member. It's about participating, and you participate. You attend events, you donate door prizes, you sponsor, you host events, on and on throughout the year. You participate in things that are not about raising money. Our leads group, coffee hours, business after hours, industrial relations committee, the list goes on and on. So my plea to you is please don't slow down your support with your attendance and your participation in the projects we put together. 2017 is going to be a really big year for us. The moment we wrap this up, we get to move on to the next thing, which is the Business Expo, the March 3rd and 4th. Yes, those dates are right. It's been 10 years since the Chamber has taken on a project like this, so we are going to give it our all, and if you have not already signed up to be a vendor, please consider it, but most importantly, attend. We would love for you to be there to see the businesses that are showcasing themselves and trying to help you learn about them. We've got a lot of things going on. Of course, personality is a big one, and it always is. And this year is going to be a little more challenging because 5 weeks before personality, I will be out of the office welcoming a baby boy. Because there's nothing like telling 400 of your closest friends. Facebook official after this, everybody. So Kyle and I, we definitely will need even more help than normal because putting together personality is a big feat, and me being out for the 5 weeks before that is just downright frightening. So Derek mentioned them earlier, but we have a wonderful team at the Chamber who are going to be leaning on a lot, and we hope you will give them your support as well. Melissa Lowry and Alex Robinson are going to help us through this very interesting time, but we appreciate all you do for the Chamber, and we know that 2017 is going to be an amazing year, so thank you. Now, on to the reason I'm really up here is Chamber Champion. And I usually try to be really smart about it and give you all kinds of coy clues and then wait till the very last second to tell you who it is. But I just don't think I can pull that off. So I'm going to go ahead and spill the beans right up front. And I'm going to try to get through it without tears. But Derek Sims. Chamber, you know how involved Derek has been, not only the last 3 years, but from the moment that he got involved. Whenever he is a part of something, he gives it his all. He attends everything. He's in constant contact with me, asking me what we need, how's it going, what can I do for you. He is there for setup. He is there for breakdown. He is there loading the cars. There are not enough words to describe the kind of chairman that Derek has been. And I think he actually scared a lot of people off from volunteering because they've seen what a phenomenal chairman he's been, and they thought, oh, I don't think I can do that. He's just set the bar so terribly high. Sorry, Hunt. But the last 3 years, obviously with me being in a new post, it was always going to be an overwhelming, daunting experience. And having Derek as my partner in crime made it much easier, much more fun, and it has just been a true pleasure. Someone who sat on the interview committee when I was being selected, who was, you know, a perfect stranger, has become one of my dearest friends, and it's been because of what he's done for the chamber. So I know I'm going to think back and regret all kinds of things I should have mentioned tonight, but I hope that I am expressing to you in any way that Derek has truly gone above and beyond the last 3 years, not only as a chamber member, but as a chamber chairman. And I'm grateful for him. I hope that you are grateful for him, because we are a better chamber for it. And I know that he will be a phenomenal immediate past chairman. And we appreciate you, Derek. You're just amazing. So thank you. And I purposely made it a different color than the other plaques so you can put them side by side. So, thank you.
First of all, again, thank you for the award. It really surprised me. I wasn't aware that I would be getting it tonight, because I mean, we have so many other people that have done a lot for the chamber. And when you get to the things that people start telling you, you know, the things you've done, and you start thinking about it, you know, I have been pretty busy. Alicia keeps me busy with the ribbon cuttings and the business and after hours and the IRC luncheons and the good morning coffee hours. I mean, we stay pretty busy. And that's a good sign for our chamber, to be busy and to be active. But when I first joined the chamber, it was just a matter of being a part of the team and doing what I could to help that team and to help our community, to help our businesses, local businesses, to succeed, and whatever we can do to help them. And we're still there, and we're still doing that, and we're constantly looking for ways that we can continue to bring businesses into Person County and to bring people into Person County to see your businesses and see how great our town is. And so, again, I appreciate this very much, and I have just loved being in the chamber, and I'm not going away from the chamber. As Alicia said, I'm just not going to be the chairman. So I'll be around and you'll see me around. So thank you very much for this. Thank you. And now we're going to the fun part I think everybody was looking forward to, is the door prizes.
All right, so I'm going to let Derek be the spinner. And as you all know, as soon as the banquet is over, we will have a team of volunteers at the door prize table over here. And you just walk up, and if you can tell them what number you won, that will be the easiest, because everything is tagged, and they will get you taken care of as soon as we get the little gate thingy open on the spinner. All right. You know what I didn't bring up here was a list of the door prizes. And someone hand me so I can bring up. All right, so our winner of number 1, a community shirt from Forlan's Boutique, is Russell Terrell. All right, remember, you don't have to come up now, you come up afterward. Number 2, which is a $25 chamber gift check from Roxborough Savings Bank, Philip Whitfield is the winner of that. Next, we have a 1-year subscription to the Courier Times. Naomi Johnson, you have won that subscription. Next, we have a gift bag courtesy of Fidelity Bank. And that is going to, is this Nancy Winstead? Janae Winstead? Sorry, my eyesight's not working. Did I get that right, Janae? Okay, yay, congratulations. Next, we have a portable work light from Century Watch. Joe Weinberger. Next, we have a $30 chamber gift check, courtesy of the Tourism Development Authority. And that is going to Jeremy Mathis. And number 7 is a gift basket from Ameristaff Employment Solutions. And Cindy Jacobs, that is going to you. She's not even here to hear her name. I know you will, Woody. We have a $30 chamber gift check from the Person County Senior Center, and that is going to Jean Comer. Jean Comer. Okay. Next is the Success Manifesto novel from James William Frank, along with $25 cash from Morristown Barbecue, and that is going to Pam Bradshaw. Winner, winner, winner. $25 gift certificate from Taylor Business Products is for Martinique Smith. You got more than a plaque tonight, Martinique. We have a lawn chair from Fast Med Urgent Care. And that is going to Kathy Comer. So the Comers are doing pretty well tonight. Next is a $50 chamber gift check from Brooks and White Funeral Home. Mandy Smith, you are the winner of that gift check. We have a stadium chair with cooler, donated by Durham Coca-Cola. Ed Parrish, that stadium chair is yours. A $30 chamber gift check from BB&T Mortgage, Crystal Cole. John Lee, you are our winner. A $25 chamber gift check from Roxborough Savings Bank. He's stirring them good, y'all. Beverly Murphy. Let's see, which number was that? I've already lost my place. We're on 16. A hair care kit from the room. Will Davis. Put it to good use, Will. A $50 gift certificate from Specialty Design Company. Carl Scaringelli, I hope I got your name right. $50 chamber gift check from Cunningham and Nelson Funeral Home. Pam Rogers. Next is $25 cash from Morristown Barbecue. And that is for Miss PJ Gentry. Next, $30 chamber gift check from Piedmont Electric. TJ, and I hope I say your name right, Mazio? There we go. We have 2 green peas and cart peas for Roxborough Country Club. Oh, did we skip one? I skipped 21? Okay, I'm gonna go back to that, but we're just doing the green peas now. Brandon Spencer. So we'll go back to 21, the $25 cash for Morristown Barbecue. Sorry, my brain's not working anymore. It's just Ronnie Bowes. All righty. Next, we have a $25 chamber gift check from Roxborough Savings Bank. And that is for Kristen Tillett. We have a spirit jersey from Forelands Boutique and $25 cash from Morristown Barbecue. Steve Clayton. It was a good night to come here, wasn't it? Next is a $50 gift card from Footwear Plus. And that is for Dana Blackwell. A $50 chamber gift check from Brooks and White Funeral Home. Bo Long. A $50 Shell gift card from Person Memorial Hospital, because who can't use gas? Aaron Hicks. You won something, Aaron. And this one is super nice, the 225th commemorative throw donated by Hall's Agribusiness. Marcus Vincent. Next, a $100 chamber gift check from Med Access Urgent Care. Mary Rogers. We have a biometric safe from Quality Equipment. Corey Lindsay. All right, now these are the ones you're really waiting on. I know. Joe, what would we do without you and your endless supply of TVs? You were just so awesome. We have a 48-inch flat screen TV donated by Joe Weinberger, attorney at law. And the winner is Ben Tillett. Was it such a bad thing to come tonight, was it? And we are ever so grateful for GKN and their donation of a 50-inch flat screen TV. Dr. Peter Gilmer. So really quick, we just want to say thank you to all the businesses that enabled us to have these store prizes. It's not over yet. We have one more thing. So we appreciate that. Remember, at the very end, if you go to the prize table, we want to remind all of our winners that at the end of this, we want you to go to what I'm calling the headshot room, which is when you exit here, the room to the right, where we will be taking formal photographs for public dissemination. And next up, we have Derek introducing Hunt. Here we go.
And now I'm going to introduce our chairman, Hunt Fitzgerald, to come up and dismiss us.
Sorry guys, I don't work over the wire mic. You got me over there? Break it up a little bit. I've been talking in this room for 15 years and I always use a wireless mic. So my grandfather called me this morning and he said, don't screw it up this year, boy. Because if you screw it up, they're going to make you come back for another year. So I've been thinking, what did you do so wrong for 3 years?
Thanks, I appreciate that.
But Derek's done a great job the last 3 years. Alicia's done a great job. It's been a very tumultuous past 18 months. But if you follow the news, you'll know what's going on there. But everything's ironed out now. They've done a great job. Yeah, we'll go back to the old reliable wire, like the old-fashioned one. But I'm very humbled to be a part and excited for the opportunity to serve the business community. Sorry, I'm doing what I do best. I break stuff. So I hope I don't break the chamber. So I'm very humbled to be a part of this. I'm very excited to serve the business community. Now, my grandfather told me my whole life, he said 50 years ago, 90% of the people could be trusted and 10% of the people could not be trusted. He said today it's different. 10% of the people can be trusted, 90% cannot be trusted. Pops, I'm sorry, but at least in Roxborough, Person County, I think you're wrong. I said, we got a very fine community here, great community business. And maybe I'm naive, I'm probably very naive, but doing business here is great. There's never a doubt whether somebody's going to pay me for my services or I'm going to pay them for their services. If I get in line for food or supplies or something like that, sometimes we have caterers. I'll call Randy Cash down at Homestead, or I'll call Coleman up in Brooklyn. He said, hey guys, I'm really low on sterling. I need some napkins. They said, no problem, come get some. And they know the next time I get a truck, I'm going to bring it back to them. They're running low on Pepsi, and they'll call me and say, I need some Pepsi, and I'll take some of our Pepsi. And they'll bring it back the next time they get a truck. So it's very good that Person County and Roxborough operates on the honor system like that. I've been trying to get Duke Energy to work on that. Just turn on the power. We'll pay them, but they won't do it. Judy at Eaton calls me. I saw her over there somewhere. Where's Judy? There you are. She's retiring, by the way. I'm going to miss her. She calls me a couple times a year for a bunch of gift cards or movie tickets for her staff at Eaton. And she's promised me that her replacement is going to get her credit card. Right? All right. I can go buy 4 lands. I can go to Madison Marketplace, and they know exactly what my wife wants. I just got to open my wallet. Does any other men have that problem? It's tough. I called DAPCO last month to order some chairs because at our company Christmas party we had 500 people attend. This is 425-ish, somewhere. We had 500 people. We ran out of chairs. We were about 75 chairs short. And Mark Allison, no problem having there tomorrow. So sure enough, the chairs showed up. I hadn't seen a bill earlier this week, so I ended up talking to Terry. Said Terry hadn't seen a bill yet. You better send it to me. So he knows, in Roxborough, that we're going to pay our bills. But this is a great community, great place to do business. These are my experiences, and if you know anybody that's not a member here of the Chamber, and doesn't do business in Roxborough, or they really need to be part of this. This is a great place to do business. Everybody here is trustworthy and loyal, have lots of integrity. But I thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Derek, for the job you've done. Alicia, great job for what you've done. And I'm very blessed to be here and very excited for the opportunity. So, in closing, got to get our plug in. We have live music over in the bar tonight. So if you're not done with your evening, you're ready to go out and hang out and have a few more beers, going across the street, right over to the bar. We got live music, acoustic guitar, very good. He was here a month ago. Appreciate all you guys coming out here tonight. Door prizes will be right over here, and Derek will be. Are you the door prize police? Is that you? These guys? All right, these are the door prize Nazis right here. Anything that's left over goes to my house. But don't forget to join us after the ceremony. Have your picture taken in the room right down there, Ken Morton. Still got your headshots? He's got headshots down there. Thanks again for coming. Don't forget your door prizes. And you guys are all the keys to our success. Thank you. Good night.